everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got for you my most worn fragrances in August. I've been meaning to do these every month, and I actually did one last month, most worn July, and I'm now doing my most worn fragrances for August, and they are quite different. I just had a quick look back on my July video, and I was very much into designers, wearing a lot of designers in July. And this time around, this month has been an absolute turnaround. Not many designers here at all. Lots of natural stuff, actually. Some very indie stuff going on here. So, but yeah, let's just get into it. So let's start off. We'll start off with the designers. I have worn quite a few times La Belle from Jean-Paul Gaultier. I like this. We've had a lot of heat. We've had heat, and we've also had more autumnal weather this month. So it's been a very mixed bag in terms of the weather, and I actually enjoy this one in all weathers, all seasons. I probably wouldn't wear it on a hot, sweaty, sweltering day outside in the sun, but apart from that, I think it's a fantastic summer night fragrance. But it's actually, because it's so rich, it works really well in the cooler weathers. So I've been wearing that one quite a lot. That's my 100ml bottle. As you can see, I've made a fair dent in it, and it's a pear. It's a very sugary opening with pear. There's a very woodsy, rich vanilla that comes through pretty quickly. The sugaryness is a bit too sweet for my taste for the first 10 minutes. Then I feel like it calms down. It's still a very sweet fragrance, but it's about as sweet as I would ever want it to go, but it's not too sweet for me. That's the Jean-Paul Gaultier La Belle. And then another designer is Daisy Oh So Fresh Twinkle. This one is discontinued, and I got it sort of a few months ago. I tracked it down. I was attracted to that bottle. That's one of my favorite colors there, and I like the sound of the notes. I used to wear Daisy Oh So Fresh, the original, before I got into fragrances properly. Daisy Oh So Fresh was something that I guess you'd say it was a signature for 2 or 3 years. I really enjoy it. It's a very fresh, a sweet kind of violet and a tart fruit scent, very airy though, a little bit woodsy. Girly, yet it's slightly unusual for a designer scent. It's not generic, and this this version is not that far removed from the original from memory. I haven't done a side by side, but there is a pear note in here, although I wouldn't specifically pick it out unless I knew it was there, but I think it just adds to the general fruity accord in here. A fun, easy to wear daytime choice for me. So this is the kind of thing I'll throw on to take a trip to go and get some food from the shops, or maybe meet a friend for a walk or something like that. This is my choice. It's a very informal, fun, light-hearted, pretty scent. So that is Daisy Oh So Fresh Twinkle. Tom Ford Venetian Bergamot. I've worn this one a few times. This is it's a fresh fragrance. Bergamot and gardenia. It's quite a fresh, bright floral, but it's got some grounding with some sort of woodsy base notes, and I love how uplifting it is. It's a perfect summer's day fragrance, but it's also a really great summer night fragrance. And actually I'd wear this one year round, pretty much day or night, but to me it screams a little bit more day because it doesn't have too much sort of vanilla or sweetness, which I tend to go towards for nighttime. This is more of a floral but very well balanced with the woodsy notes fragrance. But I love how fresh it is and how strong it is. It's very long lasting for a fresh scent. It will take me through an entire day, 8 to 10 hours, and actually be noticeable pretty much the whole time. So I do think that is a really, really good fragrance from Tom Ford. It doesn't get that much love or hype, but to me I think it's one of the better ones from Tom Ford Private Blend. And this is a high-end designer, Elie Saab, and it's called Essence No. 1 Rose. I've worn this one on a couple of evenings out, and I just love the richness. This is a very rich, kind of fruity jam rose with a beautiful ambery undertone. I think there's labdanum in here. I don't think there's any notes listed apart from the rose, but to me it dries down to quite a sticky amber, but the rose is there top to bottom all the way through. If you like Stella Rose Absolute, if you used to love that before it got reformulated, you will probably love this, because I wore Stella Rose Absolute as a signature for many years until it disappeared, and then when it finally came back it wasn't the same. But this does for me what Stella Rose Absolute used to do for me. It's a really beautiful, rich, dark, sticky rose, long lasting, not a massive projector, so I wouldn't wear it on a big busy night out, because I feel like it, if I did, I'd probably top it up after a couple of hours. But it's a really nice sort of a quiet evening out style scent, or a daytime in the rain I think is also perfect. You can probably hear the rain on my roof actually, but yeah, this is a lovely rainy day perfume as well. I've also been wearing Chameleon from Zoologist. This is a vibrant tropical island fragrance. It's fruity floral with coconut, and it's got some vanilla, but ylang ylang is the main player. If you love ylang ylang, if you like a tropical scent, then this is a really lovely option. So this is a fun one. I will wear this day or night, but it feels a little more suitable to the warmer weather for me, just because it has that tropical island feel. But look at that beautiful bottle. It's Chameleon by Zoologist. Now this is not a perfume, it's a body oil. It's Sex and the Sea Neroli Sublime Oil by Francesca Bianchi. And as you can see, I've been using that. Now what I find with this is I'll wear it without perfume for about 2 or 3 hours. So if I'm just going to be hanging around the house, I'll smother, and you don't need a lot, but I'll put a little bit of this on my arms and legs. It feels really luxurious, but it actually gives off a good scent, and it, as I say, it lasts a good 2 or 3 hours of me actually smelling it like it's projecting. So I plan to buy the perfume at some point to match it. But for now, Sex and the Sea Neroli is a really fun, it's like a kind of a fruity tropical fragrance again, but not in the same way as the Chameleon. This one has a tuberose note, which to me comes off bubblegummy. So I don't always like tuberose, but in here it's almost like a grown-up, sophisticated bubblegum with this fresh and bitter accords, which I think is the neroli, and I believe there's probably petitgrain in here, which is that green, orangey, slightly bitter scent. It's in a very similar ballpark to neroli. So it's fresh, citrusy, bitter, but then sweet with this bubblegummy tuberose. There's certainly some other elements as well, but that's the main things that I get when I apply it. And I love that as an alternative to perfume, just for my own personal pleasure. And this is one of my favourite fresh scents ever. It's 1861 Renaissance from Xerjoff. I love this. It's got a mint accord, which is so natural. You just picture sprigs of mint on a fruit salad. When I smell this, it's just a fresh, green, citrus, minty, very vibrant, very happy scent, but still it has really great longevity and projection. There's some florals in here. I think there's a little bit of white floral element going on in here, but the citruses kind of dominate. But this is not a boring citrus cologne. This is probably, in my opinion, one of the best citrus fragrances ever, and that's why I love wearing this one on the more warmer days usually. But I also think this would make a really sophisticated night fragrance, and I would love to smell this on a man. I think it's completely unisex, and I think it's got this real refined element that I think would be great on a gentleman. So that is Renaissance 1861. Now this is a very recent edition. It's called Grâce d'Orient. You may have seen my unboxing, and this is by the house of Angelos Creations Olfactives. And there it is again, Grâce d'Orient. And I only recently acquired it, but I've worn it a couple of times already, because when you get something new that you love, of course you're going to wear it quite often. So Grâce d'Orient is a very vintage style fragrance. The perfumer Angelos Bellamis, he spent several months in Paris studying the traditional methods of perfumery, the old-fashioned ways of making perfume. So these creations have high concentration of naturals, and they do not smell like anything that you can buy in the shops today. They are very unique. This one's powdery. It's got a beautiful natural iris, and it's a very strong dose of iris, and some ylang ylang and some vanilla, which comes through a bit later. It's a natural vanilla as well. It's a real treat, this fragrance. It's absolutely stunning. So yeah, I've worn that one a few times since I got it, and I'm loving it. I'll put the details of how you can contact Aggelos in the box below, because it's not easy to find him unless you know where to look. Finally then, I've got a few bottles, but they're all from the same house, and samples. So the focus this month for me has 100% been on Teone Reinthal, because I discovered her perfumes in the last month or so and have fallen head over heels. There's one in particular which pretty much gets sprayed at some point during the day, even if it's just one little spray on my arm, just for me to enjoy, and that's Embers. So this is the one that I love the most. This is my birthday present to myself. My birthday is later this month, and there was a few things that I've purchased that I consider a birthday present to me from me. The Grâce d'Orient that I just showed you was one of them, and this is the other one. I'm considering this my main present to myself. Embers is the most delectable vanilla that I've ever smelled in my entire life. There's this cherry nuance, it's powdery, cherry-like nuance. Everything in here is completely natural. There is no cherry in here. It also smells a bit tonkery. There's no tonka in here. Apparently the cherry almondy-like accord comes from these beautiful tonka beans that Teone managed to get hold of from Papua New Guinea. And there's 7.5% natural Mysore sandalwood in here as well, and that's important. That's a really beautiful ingredient. I'm going to be doing a video on sandalwood very soon, because I've just learned a little bit more about sandalwood, and I'd love to share that with you and share some fragrances containing sandalwood. This will certainly be in there. I absolutely love Embers. I'm kind of afraid to give it a full wearing because I don't want the bottle to run down. So at the moment I'm finding that every day I'll do one spray on a wrist or something, but I really need to give it a full wearing. It feels a bit wasted for me to be sitting indoors watching my computer, you know, working from home, or to wear it to Asda's. It feels like an insult to the perfume. So I'm waiting for a nice opportunity to give this a proper wearing, and hopefully other people can admire it as well. So from the same house then, I've been wearing my bottle of Blue Lotus a few times. I had this on my wrist last night and I woke up and it was still there, and I was like, oh, what is that? Oh my God. So Blue Lotus is a tropical, sexy, exotic floral fragrance with some vanilla and resins, incensey. It's more floral. It's the florals are probably the most strong component, and then the resins and vanilla combination are slightly less, but it's really, I love the balance here. It's not too floral for my taste. Some things can be too floral for me. This is perfection. It's absolutely stunning. It's actually not the most complex in terms of the way that it transitions. It does transition nicely, very gently on the skin, but it's not too too twisty turny. It's just a really, really beautiful example of this Blue Lotus, which is something I don't think I've ever experienced before. Blue Lotus has a tropical floral scent, much like Frangipani. And yeah, so I've been wearing that, loving that. And then from the same house, I've worn a few times East. This one I got on eBay, and this is it's another sandalwood fragrance. It's got a really strong woodsy, incensey component to it, but I get a slightly medicinal, minty aspect. It's I don't know, it's very exotic and soft and transportative. Very much can take you to any place in your imagination where there's wonder and beauty and magic. It's a really gorgeous, rich fragrance. There's more. So I've got all my samples from Teone as well. I'm going to tell you the ones that I've been wearing the most. And there was Taif Rose. You would have seen me talk about that briefly in my video, the perfumes I took on holiday to Devon. I gave that a bit of a mini review. So if you watch that video, you'll see my thoughts on Taif Rose. I've also worn a few times, quite a few times actually. This one's, oh no, that's not the right one. That's the one because it's got less in it. That's Polynesia, and I think that is probably going on my buy list. Polynesia is it's another woody, incensey floral, but it's a little bit brighter and fresher. There's frangipani in here. I think there's some vanilla, but the vanilla's not massively big. It's more woodsy, incensey, very, very sort of exotic again. All these fragrances have this exotic mysticism, which I am just loving. And then, which was the other one? Oh yes. And then I'm just going to mention this one, Aggelos. And this one really surprised me because when you first smell it, it's kind of like a very fresh, fruity, floral. It's like citrusy with beautiful natural bergamot, and I would have said sort of like exotic flowers, but they're not. There's lavender and honeysuckle in here, but to me it's more like exotic floral. It reminds me of fragrances like Guerlain Terracotta, Amber Cologne. You know, those kind of frangipani style fragrances. It reminds me of that. But then when it dries down, you get this earthy, almost like petrichor, no, like rain on pavement, mineral, something really grounding that's really beautiful. So I find that fascinating actually, the way that one changes. So that is all the fragrances I have been wearing, or the most in the month of August. Hope you enjoyed. Do let me know what you have been wearing the most, what you're reaching for. Now September is here. That's it then. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.